What's up, pilots? Pilot 83 here. Many have asked for me to go over a tutorial on the Mig-29 Fulcrum from startup, autopilot, and so forth. So today we are going to go over a brief tutorial on this plane. So let's get down to it. So first, let's start up with the startup, and also some things I want to go over real fast. For any of those who are wondering, a lot of people were wondering why they cannot get the canopy open when they're starting on the runway. Well, this plane has to be fully turned off. That includes engine and battery for you to have the option to open this plane's canopy. Alright, if it is not, this switch right here will just say ground. So you want to be sure that you have the whole plane turned off from engines, fuel, battery, so forth. Now, let's get to starting this plane up. We want to hit our battery on, turn on alternators, left and right, come down here to our APU, go ahead and turn that on. Go ahead and turn on your anti-skid switch for your brakes. Come down here to set avionics master. Go ahead and turn that on. Turn on your avionics. Alright. From that point there, we can come over here to our left. We will see our fuel left and right. They automatically go move these forward, open your left and right fuel. Alright. Have that done and set. Got oxygen over here. Okay. We now see that we have all this on. Turn this on today. We could also remove our HUD by just clicking on that. Now let's go ahead and come down here. We want to come over to our lights, as we are going to be announcing that we are a light plane. We're going to turn our rotating beacon. So I'm going to turn navigation lights and everything, strobe lights, just to show you where everything is at. Landing lights on as we are about to take off. We would turn taxi lights on, but literally we are pretty much on hold for takeoff at my small little airport here. Okay. You got your transponder here. Once you have your fuel on, guys, go ahead, hit your EPU start. You'll notice when I did that, that switch we did have is gone. From there, let's go ahead, get engine 1 turned on by pulling this down. We can hear that coming on. Let's go ahead and move to engine 2. Alright, we hear our second engine coming up. We can see right here, this is where we can see what's going on with our engines. We'll see these rising up. They'll be down here once they're up here. Alright, we also go over here, rudder yaw trim. We want to make sure we have these on green. Also come over here to our APU. We can turn that back off. Alright, now we have the plane fully started. I'm going to put our flaps down, ready for takeoff. Go ahead and just do a quick little check on some things here. Go and check both our engines. Are working, which you will know just by looking at that they are. So just a little way to just to show you that is working. All right, go ahead, because this thing's got so much get up and go. Let's go ahead and turn, get back on the runway here. All right. Alright, we are on the runway. Go ahead and hit our brakes right there real quick. Alright guys, we are about to take off. We want to go ahead and make sure we put our flaps down, get ready for takeoff. Once we're in the air, we're going to go over autopilot. Autopilot is here. Flight director. Altitude hold mode, hold your altitude. The auto throttle. Approach mode, heading select. Over here is your other side of your autopilot. Nav mode to follow the course, your vertical navigation, your vertical speed for up and down, FLC mode, your heading to switch it, which you turn on heading mode, selected altitude where you could choose how you want to be at, your vertical speed control. So you would turn on vertical speed and then adjust this to how fast you want to go up or down. Your speed mode here to adjust your indicated airspeed. Alright. I have a flight plan already put in for Pensacola from the world map. We're going to go ahead and try that. Alright, so we will be taking off in just a second here as I adjust my chair. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take off. Come back over to our lights. Make sure that looks good. Alright. Glare show brightness, if you want to adjust that. Cabin light switch, if we were in the dark. DI switch. Also, I know a lot of y'all have asked me, how do you get the parachute to deploy? You have to assign reverse thrust to a button if you have not ever done that, and you just hit reverse thrust when you land and the parachute will deploy, and it will stay out until you're about 60 knots and then it will disappear. Alright, so let's go ahead and take off, and let me show y'all stuff here. Also, we have right here the radar on and off. If we jump right here to the front of this plane, you turn that on, you'll now see this happening. That's what that does. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get this into action. Also, you have a landing light switch on over here as well. But let's go ahead and go. Alright, go put landing gear up. Flaps up. I'm going to go ahead and turn off our landing lights. Alright, so now let's start. Let's get some altitude real quick. And we will start going over the autopilot. Alright, so once we're on up here, let's go ahead and start going over this. First, we want to engage autopilot. I like flying my flight director on. Alright, so we go ahead and turn altitude hold mode on. We go ahead and hold our altitude that we're at right now, which we will see right up here as this plane is trying to level herself back off to get back down to that altitude. We turn on auto throttle, where now this plane is going to control her own speed going off the FMS system depending off our altitude, weight, and so forth. Alright, that's heading. If we wanted to do that real quick, let's go over here. So if we want to start going onto my flight path to Pensacola ILS 17, we would just hit the nav switch there. And that's going to go ahead and start putting us in the direction to follow the flight path to Pensacola. As you see now, the plane is flying herself. Now let's go over, let's see, speed mode. So we have right here, so this would be if we want the autopilot to control our speed automatically for us, or we could do manual. And if we do manual, we then can come here and adjust this and set it to where we want it, like that, and we can manually control our speed. As you see, so we move it up, where we set it at, that's what it's going to hold. If I keep it at 380, it's going to go up to 380, come back down, and hold 380. Go back over here, hit FMS. We are now giving the power back to the autopilot to control the speed. Selected altitude. So if we wanted to raise our altitude up, we just scroll this as we have our autopilot on, and our plane is now going to start to rise or descend depending off of that. And as you see, the plane is now going to start giving us a little more power to go. If we really wanted to get climbing, we go over here to vertical speed mode, hit that on. Then from this here, we start moving this, and see as I start giving her a bigger rate of climb, we're going to start to climb up. And we will see this over here in this screen over here. And the plane is going to keep slowly increasing the speed to try to maintain this. If we put FLC mode on, flight level control, it would, if we were doing like an indicated airspeed, it would keep that indicated airspeed for the whole entire amount of time between the ascend or descend. So if we can go back to manual right here, we can really increase this. We're going to 12.5, and she'll go to 12.5. So very easy to do, very easy to operate in this plane. You have your vertical navigation, obviously. We're all, I'm sure, familiar with what that does. Heading. So if we went back down here, turned off our navigation mode, we could come over here to heading select, where it would follow a heading that we have set. Come back over here to our heading, and then from this here, we can change our heading, and the plane is going to follow that heading depending on what we want. So we can go back here to the right, back to the left. I'm going to turn heading select off, come back down to nav mode. This is going to put our plane back on route to Pensacola to ILS 17. Just like that. No problem, guys. It all seems to work out just fine in this plane. Alright. The approach mode in this plane, if we are performing a ILS landing, I have not fully gone through yet in this plane, so I will be doing that in a next video and checking that out just to make sure that works. But I believe that it's going to work in this plane just like it would in the F-18. It's just going to automatically intercept the ILS for us and lock us in, and then we'll be good to go. So simple stuff. If y'all are wondering about how to activate your smoke, if you're not familiar, you click smoke on here. Then once at this point here, you can click on your different colors of smoke. You can join them, combine them, whatever works just fine. Turn them off. Hit that there. Not a problem. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get us out of autopilot real fast, because we are not going to do a ILS attempt when I have not tried it yet in this plane. But I just want to show y'all how to work all these features in this plane. Also, let's go over, let me see what else we got here. So a lot of people have asked, how does this work? How can you drop your external tanks with this here? Well, to do it, your external tanks have to be, I believe, at 3%. Let's try 5. It might be, because it might have been 6. Okay, so not that. Yeah, so it needs to be at 3%. So if your external tanks, because you can't fuel dump these. Then once you are there, you can open this up, drop external tanks, and as you see, they are now gone. Alright, so just like that, that's how you would do that. You can reclose that. Down here we have rudder trim. You see we are still in auto throttle right now. We turn off our auto throttle, which I did it on my keyboard. And it worked, yeah. So it did work. And we can put that back up like that. So just like that. And like I said, just like that, we can quickly come right back over here. Turn autopilot on. Go back to auto throttle. You'll see it taking over right there. Go right back to nav mode, turn that on, and then at the same time I'm going to go ahead and turn on altitude hold mode. I'm sorry. Yeah, altitude hold mode on. And we're going to level off just like that. And you are good to go, guys. Your air brake's right there. Marker audio select. Radio. We will go over these in a different video. Let me go back down to, okay, right here's where we can set our transponder code and everything. So we would do like, this isn't general aviation, but depending on what, if we do like 1200, we do like 1200. But it's pretty much that easy in this plane, guys. It's pretty easy to use. You turn your oxygen on. Emergency oxygen 4th. You'd put this on at 10,000 feet. That's where you would turn it on. And you're good to go, guys. So that is how you do a start, cold and dark startup in this plane, and how to do the autopilot. As always, guys, I am Pilot 83. Thank y'all so much for the wonderful, amazing group flight yesterday. So glad that everybody had such a good time. Even though we had some severe weather at the end and I had a couple crashed desktops, it was still great that the community was all there, being so strong and supportive. As always, the community we have built means everything to me. So thank y'all guys so much. Happy flying. Fly together, guys. Stand together. I'll be posting the next group flight tomorrow. And I'm so excited to be showing you all the new good changes coming to the channel as I now get more people involved and getting to take part in the amazing growth of this channel. Until next time, guys, happy flying. Peace. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you like this video and you feel like I earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button and that like button so you don't miss out. Until next time, guys, see you in the air.